They lied to you. Every single one of them. Your teachers, your professors, the entire system designed to keep you compliant, to keep you average. But what if I told you there's another path? A path walked by the titans of intellect, by those who bent reality to their will, not by chance but by design. For centuries, knowledge has been weaponized, its most potent secrets guarded by an unseen hand. You've been fed crumbs, while the feast of true mastery remained hidden. But today the veil lifts. Today we delve into the forbidden study techniques, methods so potent, so transformative they are actively suppressed from the masses. Techniques that don't just make you smarter, they forge you into a force of nature, a prodigy, a genius, 10 times faster than anything they ever taught you. Before watching, remember, this is not one of those dumb videos stretching the Pomodoro technique for 10 minutes. And it's definitely not a shitty study with me video. This one is different. It's packed with techniques that can sharpen your mind, boost your IQ, and make you uncommon. So, I strongly advise you to take notes while watching. And for all the dopamine junkies who can scroll reels for 10 hours, but can't focus for 10 minutes, leave now. This video isn't for you. No fake background music. No annoying over-edits. Just raw value. So, the choice is yours, watching the video or skipping it. With that said, let's see the techniques one by one. They call it the memory palace, a technique so old, its origins are lost in the mists of time. Yet, it was the bedrock of classical education, allowing orators like Cicero to deliver hours-long speeches from memory. Here's how it works. Imagine a place you know intimately, your house, your school, a city street. Now, picture yourself walking through it. Each room, each piece of furniture, each landmark becomes a spot where you place information. Want to remember a list of historical dates? Place each date on a different chair in your living room or a tree in your garden. To recall them, you simply take a mental walk through your palace. The more vivid, even bizarre, your mental images, the stronger the memory. This isn't just remembering, it's building a mental library you can navigate with precision. Your school taught you flashcards. They denied you a mental empire. While you sleep, your mind often idles, lost in fragmented dreams. But what if you could seize control? Lucid dreaming isn't just for escapism. It's a direct portal to your subconscious. Ancient shamans and dream seers used this state to commune with their inner wisdom. Here's how to harness it. Practice recognizing when you're dreaming. Once you become lucid, aware you're dreaming, you can direct your dream. Imagine practicing complex math problems, rehearsing a new language, or even visualizing historical events with intense detail, all within the limitless canvas of your own directed dreams. Nikola Tesla famously envisioned and refined his inventions in a waking dream state, a similar mastery over his internal focus. In a world drowning in noise and distraction, true focus is a forgotten art. But imagine a void. A place of absolute silence and darkness. Sensory deprivation tanks are not just for mystics. They are tools of unparalleled concentration. Here's the grim truth. When you remove all external sights, sounds, and sensations, your mind has nothing left to focus on but your internal thoughts. Elite military units have used similar, though often harsher, techniques to enhance mental fortitude and information retention in extreme situations. Every thought, every concept reverberates with an intensity you've never known. This isn't meditation. This is forced enlightenment, stripping away distraction to reveal pure thought. You've heard of spaced repetition, a gentle reminder. But we're talking about its darker, more aggressive version. Here's the brutal efficiency. Instead of just reviewing information at set intervals, you revisit it just before you're about to forget it. It's like a perfectly timed jolt, a shock to your brain that forces the information to stick. This isn't about gentle reminders. It's about forcing your brain to forge an unbreakable link. Imagine using a system or even just a notebook where you aggressively schedule reviews for the exact moment a piece of information feels just out of reach. This technique, refined over centuries by those seeking true mastery, doesn't just make you remember, it makes you know in your bones. The ability to glance at a page and absorb its contents, like a camera capturing an image. This isn't a myth, it's a rigorously trained skill, a staple among elite military intelligence operatives. They call it eidetic memory training. Here's how to begin. It involves intense focus and training your eyes to move rapidly across text, absorbing chunks of information rather than reading word by word. You learn to see words not as individual letters, but as integrated patterns, entire concepts absorbed in a single sweep. This requires suppressing your inner voice that usually reads the words to you. Imagine consuming a textbook in minutes, not hours. This is the power of the trained eye, a weapon in the arsenal of the truly intelligent. Richard Feynman, a Nobel laureate and a mind of terrifying brilliance, didn't just understand physics, he became physics. His secret? The Feynman technique. Here's the cruel test. It's deceptively simple. Explain a complex concept as if you were teaching it to someone who knows nothing about it. If you can't, you don't truly understand it. But there is a twist. Instead of your classmate, imagine you are explaining it to a 5-year-old, a child who don't know anything about it. The pressure to simplify, to dissect, to master every nuance, becomes a crucible for absolute comprehension. This isn't just about explaining, it's about absolute intellectual dominance over the subject. Your brain is a supercomputer, constantly processing information, even when you're unaware. Subconscious triggers are the keys to unlocking its full potential. Here's the manipulation. Think of how certain smells bring back strong memories. We're applying that principle to learning. Associate a specific scent, like a unique essential oil, a particular type of background music, like binaural beats, or even a subliminal visual cue with intense study sessions. Over time, simply activating that trigger will tell your brain, it's time to focus. It's time to learn. This isn't just forming a habit, it's psychologically engineering your mind for peak performance, bypassing conscious resistance to difficult tasks. The dead knowledge in your brain, the facts you learned but forgot, can be brought back. Active recall is the key. This is not same as passive rereading. Here's how to begin. Instead of merely asking yourself questions, simulate high-stakes interrogations. Imagine you are on trial, your knowledge is your only defense, and failure means dire consequences. Force yourself to retrieve information from memory without looking at your notes. The struggle, the urgency, forces your brain to dredge up every last shred of information, forging stronger, more durable connections. This isn't just studying, it's a battle for intellectual survival where only the truly remembered knowledge endures. Most people avoid their flaws. Geniuses dissect them. The obsidian mirror technique involves relentless, brutal self-assessment. Here's the harsh truth. After you study or take a test, don't just see what you got wrong. Dig deeper. Why did you get it wrong? Was it a misunderstanding of a concept? A careless mistake? A gap in your basic knowledge? This isn't about feeling bad. It's about confronting your intellectual weaknesses head-on, tearing them apart, and rebuilding a stronger, more resilient mind. This isn't about comfort. It's about the relentless, often painful, pursuit of intellectual perfection. You've been told to be calm, to be relaxed. But what if the deepest levels of focus are found not in serenity, but in a controlled, raging intensity? Here's the unleashment. Harness the raw energy of frustration, of challenge, of the burning desire to conquer a subject. That feeling of being stuck, of a concept being just out of reach. Don't shy from it. Channel it. Let that internal fire, that focused rage to overcome, sharpen your concentration into an unstoppable torrent. Think of the ancient warriors, their focus sharpened by the intensity of battle, every fiber of their being dedicated to victory. This isn't just studying, this is intellectual combat, and you are the warrior. They want you to remain a cog in their machine, a whisper in the crowd. They fear what happens when you unlock your true potential. They fear the rise of a new generation of titans. These aren't mere tips. These are weapons. Weapons against mediocrity. Weapons against the lies you've been fed. The path to genius is not paved with ease, but with relentless pursuit, with the courage to embrace what others fear. Will you remain another brick in their wall, or will you shatter it? Will you allow yourself to be defined by their limitations, or will you forge your own destiny, a prodigy born of forbidden knowledge, a genius unleashed? The choice, as always, is yours.